the different kind of nervous tissue. The nervous tissue only made up by two types of cells. Remember that? One is called the neuron, and one is called the neuroglia cell. You remember that? Make me proud. On the average, how many number of neurons? We talk about this, right? Good, Gabriel?
100 billion.
100 billion? He say billion. You agree, Eric? Just give me a number. He say 100 billion. 1 billion. Thank you, Harry. How big is your head, Gabriel? Well, so right now I have two numbers. Is it many? You agree with Harry? Well, Gabriel.
I just know 10 to the 11. So I'll just
What 10 to 11? Try. Is she correct? Is Brian correct? She said 10 to 11. Then you spread out. Right? It's 11 0. And you both correct. It's just a different way. It's 100 billion, Harry. It's 100 billion. A lot. A lot. Okay? If you know the number of neurons, I mentioned how much or how many neuroglia cells do we have? Do we have more or we have less?
50 times.
That's exactly. I told you guys that, right? Take the number of neurons and multiply that by 50. That is the number of neuroglia cells. It's 50 times more. I also remember to you guys, I used the term that your neuron is a very high maintenance cells. Because look at that number, and what is the function of neuroglia cell that we learned? They support the neuron. So on the average, it takes 50 neuroglia cells to support a single neuron. That's a very high maintenance cell. So you know this already, right? Okay, in your book or some other book, they may use the term supporting cell instead of neuroglia cell. So they name the cell after the role that they play, right? But I like the term neuroglia cell because that actually reflects the structure and function as well. Alright? So that's what you learn in chapter 4. There are two types of cells in your body. The neuron. Neuron are special. Those are the ones that can send out a signal, send out electrical signal. And the neuroglia cell are the cells that support that neuron. Cool. Done. Of course not. Right? It's just an introduction, right? Because now we learn that there are different types of neuroglia cells and they have different names, different function. Okay? Look up here. These are the cells that you have to learn. These are all neuroglia cells. And they are separate. Some neuroglia cells only found in the CNS. Some of the neuroglia cells only found in the CNS. Here are the names. These 6 different types of neuroglia cells: astrocyte, microglia cell, ependymal cell, oligodendrocyte. Boy, that's a good name right there. Oligodendrocyte cells. All of them found only in the CNS. Where the other two, swan cell and satellite cell, they predominantly found in the PNS. Okay? It doesn't matter where they are, in the CNS or the PNS, they all do the same thing. In general, we learn that they are support, right? Now you learn in detail. How do they support? They provide the optimal environment, okay? Ion, nutrient, make sure they are enough to support the neuron. They also provide a scaffolding neuron. What they mean is this. If you remember neuron, they have a weird shape, a cell body, and a bunch of processes came out from the body, and the longest one we call the axon. You know, think about three-dimensionally. When you see something sticking out right here, what keeps them there? For example, my body is the cell body of neuron, and this process sticking out like this. What keeps that process sticking out and staying in that position? It has somebody to hold them and support them, right? And that's one function. That's what I mean by scaffolding holding. Okay? The second one is, think about electrical wire. Let me use an example. Electrical wire. Can you touch electrical wire? The answer is, of course we can. We can hold them. We buy them everywhere, right? Why don't you get electrical shock? Because that wire has been insulated by rubber. Thank goodness. Does it make sense? If you cut the electrical wire, you see inside is a copper wire. And that, when you touch them, it shocks you. However, we wrap around them with the rubber. Do you see that? So you can hold the wire. So that the electrical signal came from the wire, supposed to go where it's supposed to go. That do not destroy you when you're touching them. Think about this in your body. You have axon zigzag like a freeway. Are you with me? Do you want action potential that we all know and learn from the muscle chapter? If one axon sends a signal, do you want that signal go to the other axon and affect the surrounding? The answer is no. You want the action potential go all the way into the NMJ, right? And that's why some of this neuron you learn later function like a rubber around the copper wire. It insulates, so that electrical signal do not get short circuits. The third one is this cue. It also guides the young neuron to the destination. What the heck does that mean? Okay? It turned out that during the gestation process, okay, when the brain starts to develop, the neuron cell has a normal shape like the other cell. The cell shape looks like this, the nucleus and the other organelle, right? And then during that process, somehow this guy grow processes and it grow long axon. Something you have to sit there and make you think and you keep you awake all night long. You learn that there's a group of motor neurons in your spinal cord that control a specific muscle, right? For example, here's your spinal cord, and this muscle right here is your flexor pollicis longus. During the gestation, how the heck does this neuron know that it's supposed to control that muscle? So it can grow the axon into that muscle. Are you with me? And we don't know exactly all the detail, but we know that some of the neuroglia cells, when the neuron set out the axon, they go like this, and for example, this axon go this way, this neuron say, no, wrong, go that way. You go this way. And this neuron say, this neuroglia cell say, no, that's not that way, go that way. So this guy almost like a parent guiding. Okay, go this way, that way, go that way, go that way. So eventually this axon grows to the right destination that it's intended to do. The question we ask is, how the heck this neuroglia cell know that you're supposed to guide that neuron axon into that? That's the big question. That's the big question. As I mentioned to you guys that when I in the graduate school, there is a class I had to take the whole semester of it. And that class is called neuroglia cell. The whole semester of it. And the textbook is 1,025 pages, that thick. What have I told you about the thick book? The thicker the book, the more we realize that we don't know. And that's why I tell you, in the past, we just say this guy had a supporting cell, right? And have you guys heard the story of Albert Einstein? Yes, you did. I give you guys Albert Einstein. Remember that? We find out that his number of neurons, not much more than us, but his number of nuclear cells are much more than us. Okay? So maybe the supporting cell plays an important role for your brain function that we have not learned yet. We don't know that yet, but we learned that it plays an important role. And that's what I mean by guiding the young neuron to the proper connections right there. And last but not least, it promotes the optimal environment where a neuron can survive and function. Now we go to each of those.